I want to tell you guys a story. When someone's lying to you, when a doctor is not telling you the truth, and when they make it look like you're the problem and you're not. And here's the thing. Doctors can make you so discombobulated and put you in a state of cognitive dissonance. And I don't know, it's so manipulative and it's unfair, especially in a public healthcare system when taxpayers are paying their wages. Our physicians, public servants, when they're employed for and by the public in a public healthcare system. We think they are, but I don't think so. Anyways, so I asked my doctor for this prescription. And, you can hear the attitudes of different people out there when I say this. And nurses and other medical people will hop on and start asking questions which they think are reasonable questions. Oh, well, what is it? Is it a controlled substance? Is it this? Blah, blah, blah. And they think these are justified questions to ask. And they're not. Because there's so much victim blaming in medicine. And so I asked my doctor for this prescription, my former doctor, and she says, well, I've been told not to prescribe that to you. So anyways, is there anything else I can help you with today? I said, wait a minute here. Like, who would have told you that? I'm not supposed to say. So anyways, is there anything else I can help you with? And I said, no, we need to talk about this because there's literally nobody in this healthcare system that would have told you not to prescribe that to me. Well, I'm not at liberty to say. So is there anything else I can help you with today? And I'm like, no, that there's something wrong here. There's literally nobody in the healthcare system that would direct you to say that to me. I have no history of addiction. I have no history of manipulating anybody for medication. There's something fishy going on here. I'm just not allowed to say who told me that. And I said, who would tell you that about me? And then she says, yeah, well, nobody told me that. I'm just not going to give it to you, okay? Okay. So I didn't say this, but you just make stuff up on the spot to manipulate, to get your way, to support your thoughts or whatever. You're manipulating rather than asking me questions, rather than having a conversation about this, right? So I want to tell you guys something, because I'm sure 99% of the public doesn't know this. If you go onto the college website, and I don't know if this was the case for her because I found out this afterwards, and she may have been flagged for this, but if you go onto the website, the College of Physicians and Surgeons, for each whatever province that you're in Canada, there is a list of doctors and who have been flagged. They are not supposed to prescribe certain medications to people. And I could list off what those medications are, but they are not supposed to. So you can have a physician You can have your family physician, or you can be dealing with a doctor in the ER who's not being forthcoming to you, and they're telling you that you can't have this medication, when in fact they've been reprimanded, and what's the word for it? They're not allowed to prescribe certain drug classifications for whatever reason, for overprescribing, for getting into trouble. Maybe they have an addiction issue. Maybe, they don't state the reason why. But I found that really interesting, that list on the college's website. So you might have a new family doctor and you might really need a certain medication short term, and they're denying it to you, but they won't tell you why. And it's because they've been dinged for prescribing for whatever reason. They've been penalized. They can't prescribe when everybody else can prescribe the medication. But you'll never know that. And so you might just suck that up and go without. Well, this is your family doctor not telling you the truth, that they've been penalized. So anyways, I found that really, really interesting.